Welcome to Inside the Firm, a podcast dedicated to small business owners and hosted by entrepreneurs, Alex Gore and Lance Psycho. Each week, they take you on their journey of how to start, run, and grow a business by bringing you inside their architecture and real estate development firm. Get a behind-the-scenes tour of how these business leaders manage their clients and foster company culture while creating new and innovative projects. And now your hosts, Alex Gore and Lance Psycho.
Welcome to another edition of Inside the Firm. I'm here with our main star, Lance, semi-pro fisherman who's taking time off of his very busy fisherman schedule to be with us today to share architecture knowledge.
Smashed those brook trout last night.
There you go.
Crushed them.
There's a great example. I'm your co-host, Alex Gore. I'll be here to interpret all the fishing talk into architecture.
Sounds great, Al. Speaking of architecture firms
and fishes,
unless you're working for one of those top architecture firms in the world, you know what it's like to work with limited resources, right? This is for all you small firm architects listening out there, all you sole proprietors. There is one resource that you can access no matter the size of your business, right? That's ARCAT.com. ARCAT is a free solution for your building product information needs. They offer BIM objects, CAD details, specifications, and more from leading manufacturers. Research building products and get the information needed in all the same place without paying a cent or even registering. That's the best part. You don't have to give your information out. So give your firm, even no matter how small it is, even if it's just you by yourself, a step up with arcat.com. That's ARCAT.com.
What's one of the hardest parts about modeling in Revit or any other program?
I don't.
Is that
you tell me.
There's a multitude of different types of buildings and the way they go together.
You're kidding me.
Yep. One thing that helps is having common principles that people in your firm share. If you go to RevitRocketship.com, we teach you how to do Revit families, a Revit project, which is a small house, and give you our template. What that helps you do is understand on a deeper level the principles of how to model like something gets built with the pieces that you need to build it in the proper way. So then you can extrapolate those principles to those other project types. So when you have something difficult, something different than what you learned, it's not just narrowly defined as this is exactly how you model. You follow the principles. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in learning a principle-based way of how to model correctly, go to RevitRocketship.com. If you and your firm, you want to get everyone on the same page too, you can reach out to me at akg@f9productions.com. For multiple licenses, we can give you a deal, but that everyone can go in, study. It tracks where you are, so it knows where you are. You can get things done correctly. That's RevitRocketship.com.
Heck yeah. If you want to take your buildings that you're designing for other folks or building to the next level as far as windows go, man, you need to go check out the Pella Luxury brands. I'm telling you, you've never experienced brands like them before. The collection of brands within the luxury division of Pella are the conversation starters, the pioneers of the industry who provide window and door solutions to discerning architects, the building industry, and beyond. They have decades of experience creating things like no one else in the world is creating. And the collection of brands are brought together to complement and build on one another. They don't push beyond the limits, they set them. So I want you to join me actually right now. We're going to go to PellaLuxury.com/the firm. I'm going there right now in my browser. Okay. Check that out. Go to the enter button that I just clicked and click through the gallery and just take a look at what they can do for you. They have, I'm looking here, they have so many different kinds of buildings, super contemporary stuff, super traditional stuff. But I think what's always blows my mind is the fact that it has a commercial feeling and application. So you can use these in any kind of building that you guys are designing. They're not just limited to homes in themselves. There's a lot of applications that they can be used in. But obviously, if you are doing custom residential, you want to check those guys out. So go to, again, PellaLuxury.com/the firm. Check out all of their brands. They've got Benelli, Duratherm, Graybill, Riley. There's a gallery. Then you can go to contact. I just went to the contact down here if you want to learn more and check out all of these different brands. You will not be disappointed. Your clients won't be disappointed. If you're building your own house, you're going to be thrilled. I have Pella in my house. We recommend them all day long. Al?
Awesome. Well, you know what? If you're recording, bring up architectsguide2.com.
All right, architectsguide2.com. Here we go.
You can show this while I'm talking about it.
Okay.
So, this is a course that we are very proud of, very happy about, and I don't think the word has gotten out to everyone that it needs to be. So we got just a review. Someone that took the course sent me an email. I changed the location of this firm, the type of this firm, the project. I changed everything but what they said about this course. Right?
Cool.
So it said, here we go. Thank you guys for taking the time to put this course together. It was absolutely helpful. Explanation point. My name is Kevin. Again, it's not Kevin. And I am 3 years out of architecture school working for an architect/developer in Connecticut. None of that is true.
I love it.
I decided to take your course because my boss had not taken the time to explain to me the overarching financial and construction processes that go into our projects. Unfortunately, this resulted in me stuck at home by myself, drawing details without much context and not helping to chip away at the 1,000 tasks that need to be done each day. Ultimately, this made it difficult for me to improve my day-to-day helpfulness as well as long-term productivity for the company. After taking the course, I feel more helpful problem-solving in conversations with my boss. I feel like I have a better sense of what is coming next around the corner and contribute beyond the day-to-day tasks. Like, I wish we wrote this review.
Amazing.
Yeah. On a different note, your overview of the construction process is highly valuable for young designers and builders starting their careers, and I suggest you get this course into the curriculum at architecture schools because students know very little about the reality of construction. I hope to see more young architects take a serious interest in the financial and construction process because I think it would produce a larger quantities of higher quality buildings. Excellent review, excellent insight. That's what we're trying to do.
Raise the bar.
Raise the bar.
Lift this whole thing up.
Yep. And
Help people.
Know what I didn't even think about? So
that it's a you can 3 easy payments of $175 a month.
There you go. There you go. But think about where this person was in their struggle and what's going on and just not knowing and how that leads to anxiety, to stress, to wasteful time researching, all that stuff. So I think it's a steal. Okay, this is a side note, business talk inside the firm talk. Everyone at our firm starts off doing Revit Rocket Ship.
Yep.
We just had a new hire talk to us about like, hey, how am I doing? I don't understand the construction process. I want to go to more of the job sites. And we said yes.
Oh, yeah,
like,
heck yeah.
All that. Lance, should there be at 6 months, you take this course if you are at our firm? Honestly, I don't know if it's 6 months. I don't know if it's a year. I don't know if it's 3 months.
This guy and his amazing ideas. I don't know where he gets them, but
yeah, the brain.
I know where he gets them.
Yeah.
People like you, write in. Ask us questions. I think that's an excellent idea.
I think
that is such a good idea.
For all college, yeah. I mean, this is true what this person's saying.
Exactly. I really like that.
Yeah.
One other thing you should consider, Al,
what
is why should your company plan a company retreat? And then how do you plan a company retreat?
Well, okay, why? That's a great question.
Yep.
I think number one is because everyone works together as in a business setting that it's here you go. You know how great ideas they say a lot of times come in the shower when you're relaxed?
Mm-hmm.
I think
your subconscious, the ideas come out of your subconscious. That's the whole idea.
Yep. I think great ideas come also on vacation, especially if you're with other professionals.
DoomsdayDwellings.com.
Yep. There was another one.
Was on vacation.
There was another one too. Yeah. I was going to bring that one up, but on that same vacation, remember when we were drinking that vodka at that park? I swear we came up with another idea that was good too.
Yeah.
Can't remember, but I swear there was another one.
Yeah. The vodka had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Slash everything.
Yep. And then one time when we went fishing, we were listening to that book, The Lean.
It was about the Zappos guy.
Yeah.
The founder of Zappos.
Great context.
Yep.
Stuff like that. That's one reason. Another reason, too, is if you're bringing on new people, it's a great way for people to find out each other's interests, becomes friends, really connect. Because I feel like a lot of times when you're just starting a firm, your head's in the computer, you're trying to get work done, you're a little bit nervous because you don't know exactly what you're doing. Well, now you're in a different. There's no pressure. You're playing games,
Literally.
and now you can talk to those people because you don't have to like worry about or ask questions or be on the clock. So that's the why.
Let me formalize and spoon feed you the benefits of retreat for your business, okay? So I've got this great article. It's a blog, actually, and these people are smart. So it's outbackteambuilding.com. You just Google online guide, everything you need to know about planning the ultimate company retreat. We actually planned everything out, and then so I didn't take this into consideration, but it did have the part, and that's what I want to spoon feed Al, is the benefits of for a retreat for your business. Now, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just going to name off the 6 benefits that they say that I think we are trying to do. Al already touched base on this. Number 1, attract and retain talent. So the biggest one of the most interesting pieces of feedback I've gotten, not feedback, just comments that I've heard from other business owners is one of the best ways to attract and retain your talent is you get the approval of their spouse. So we're inviting everybody's spouse or their significant other, if they have one, to this retreat. And the idea is everybody has a good time. And, that way, I think the idea is like you go home and complain to your wife about your job or whatever. Sure, or husband or whatever, and they're gonna hopefully, if they're a good partner, they commiserate with you a little bit. But at the end of the day, if they're also a good partner, they're gonna say like, "Hey, yes, but come on," and then they can compare like their crappy job to your not crappy job because you guys had a fun time in a retreat, and people care about your happiness here at F9 just as much as the quality of what we do. Number 2, initiate team building, training, and consulting. Right. So we have some exercises and some activities planned for that.
Yeah. Do you want me to go through it, or you want to keep going through your list?
I want to go through it, and then I actually want to talk about what we do have planned.
Okay.
More or less. Number 3, set new company-wide goals and personal goals. I added the personal goals to it because that's one of the things that we'll talk about and kind of what we have outlined so far for what we're going to do. Number 4, reflect and celebrate the year prior. Number 5, open dialogues between departments. In this case, I think it's just, like Alex said, you're not in the office, and you're in a more free-flowing situation, right?
Yep.
Maybe there would be a little bit of vodka involved. Number 6, strategize and plan for the year ahead. So those are the big 6 benefits. How are we planning for it, and what do we got going on now?
Okay, so basically, I'll tell you the structure is that we're getting there Friday in the afternoon.
And we're going to a mountain resort. We have little cabin casitas.
Yep. So there'll be the Colorado mountain backdrop, and everyone.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be
people
so awesome.
might be partnered in different cabins and things like that. But we'll get there Friday. There's activities, and I'll go through them. We'll be there all day Saturday, and then for half of the day Sunday, and then we'll drive back. Mm-hmm. So people get in and check in, and on Friday we only have 2 things, basically a cookout and then a 20-minute meditation. And think about this meditation as what Lance was going on is a focus meditation.
Yeah.
So just not, clearing your mind and all those positive benefits, but the first one is titled "Clearing the Way for Your Path."
Yep.
Right. So really getting in that mindset, right? And that's all we have for Friday.
Yep.
And
my wife is going to administer the meditation sessions. Alex and I and his wife, actually, I don't know, maybe almost a decade ago, a long time ago, my wife took us through some of that.
Yep.
And it was interesting. Like it was 100% real in the sense of what she had us visualize. It worked. So I think and she was formerly a meditation professional, so it's going to work out well.
Yep. Then Saturday, we wake up and we do a meditation, visualize your perfect project, which I think is great. Lance has us starting at 10 a.m. I didn't push back whatsoever because I was like, how are we not starting at 8?
His dad just came out.
Did it?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you want to... I speak, you do too, with enough of the employees and know what they kind of do on the weekends, more or less. And I'm hearing from a lot of folks that they sleep in. So I'm just saying, like, you can think of it in a different way, Al.
No. What I took it in. I have till 10 a.m. if we want to go on a walk, a hike. Yeah, exactly.
I will have already caught dinner by that night. By that 10 a.m.
Oh, yeah. I will somehow have already gone to Home Depot and back by that time. Then we have an F9 activity, and it's called Share Your Bucket List, right? So here's a description of it. If you want to know someone, you first have to know what they want. That's the premise behind this team building activity. Participants share their bucket list, tell others of what matters to them and why it matters. This gives them team members a much more better understanding of each other, their beliefs, their motivations, and simply personal trivia. Right?
Yeah.
After that, and we should talk about this, it's called free time / group time.
Yep.
So
11 to 4.
Yep. So it's a hike, a fish, a shooting range, or a pool. So
or whatever they want, right? I mean, they're probably going to bring, some people are going to bring paddle boards, but you get the point. Free time.
Yeah.
However, we're talking about it right now.
But I mean, like, should we just leave it open like that? Like, hey, it's absolutely free time, or is it like, hey, there's these 3 activities you can
I think
pick?
it's absolutely free time.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Okay, then we come back from that. We have another meditation. This one is visualize your perfect project process.
It's hard to say, isn't it?
Yeah. So the first one in the morning was, hey, what's your perfect project?
Yep.
Now this is the process for that. And then after that, we have a dinner out. We don't know what we'll do. We'll probably figure it out between 11 and 4. Someone will be driving by some restaurant and be like, hey, I think we should go there.
I bet Dad Al's going to figure it out.
I was hoping you were, but we'll see.
Okay.
And then after that, cards, campfire, Pictionary,
and a spelling bee, and he's going to get crushed.
Lance has that highlighted. So you're in charge of that.
I'm so pumped for the spelling bee.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So the spelling bee is like, let's just make
We
fun
have
of Al.
some really good spellers in this office, Ross and I included, and then we have some of the worst spellers in this office, and maybe both of their names are Alex.
It is, but
maybe.
I actually think we're going to reveal some of the other people that are not.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay. That's Saturday.
Then Sunday we wake up again 20 minute. Now this one is more personal. Visualize your perfect self.
Oof, I love it.
Right? And then after that we have an activity, which is a magazine story. So think about everything that we did before about your project, your process, your bucket list, all that. Now this is create a magazine story, imaginary magazine cover stories about a successful project or business achievement. So this is what you have to do. A, create the magazine cover. B, create a story headline. C, create quotes from leaders or other team members. And then D, create sidebars about the project highlights, right? Then we have time for another activity. There might be checkout in the middle of that, but everyone loves playing volleyball at the firm. If you don't, you can just sit around and chill, play some volleyball, and then head back home. So that's our retreat.
Okay, so I have some questions for you.
Okay.
We can do it live on air. So I have some stuff highlighted that he didn't read off. So let's go back to this, the share your bucket list.
Yeah.
I love this idea. It's just, shouldn't we all bring sketchbooks then for that one?
Well, if we bring sketchbooks, then I didn't think so, and here's why.
Okay.
Because we are going to do the magazine cover story. So it's like, okay, are we just bringing a whole bunch of paper and then a whole bunch of pencils and pens just so people, like what someone forgets? That way they don't have to. If you're bringing your sketchbook, then you could do that for the second activity. I thought we would just bring those things.
Even better. That's all I was wondering.
Okay.
Is how we administer that. So, okay, how about this? You are in charge of that, and then I'll figure out where we're going to eat.
There we go. Fair enough.
And then, honestly, to answer your question about the free time thing, one of the things I thought, I think it's a good idea if we do have loose. It's a loose organization. So, for instance, I'll give you an example. Okay,
Yeah.
For fishing, I asked Tyler because I took him out the other day. We went out on a big hike, me and one of the newer guys here, and I said, hey, I mean, what if I rented a little boat? Like, would you and Mark want to come with? So, like, we could have something like that where it's like, okay, Al has the shooting range figured out. So then maybe we figure out, and I'm just throwing on it, or like, oh, and then maybe we put somebody else in charge of like, hey, why don't you find like a hike? And then we have just some loosely organized things, and people can. So then people can group up again at whatever they feel comfortable with, and at the same time, also, if you don't want to do any of this stuff, you guys go do whatever you want.
I think that's great. Here's how I think it should be: is like, hey, if you want to go fishing or boating, talk to Lance, because maybe you rent 2 boats and maybe one crew is just boating around, doing boat life, right?
Literally.
Then shooting range, and I think we should have our construction crew head that up, and I'll tell you why. Is because because I might be home base at this retreat, because this retreat has bowling, it has other stuff, it has a huge pool, it has a playground. Like, I might have the kids. We might just be hanging out at the pool, climbing on the climbing gym, throwing beanbag toss. So like, hey, if you want to hang out here at the pool, that's me. If you want to go shooting, these guys. If you want to go on the lake, these guys. And then maybe there's a hike crew too.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to go on the hike, we'll talk to the, and then also if you got something else, that's fine. But just know, like, these people are hike, these people are boating, these people are home base, these people are shooting. You can go anywhere.
What would really be interesting, I think, is that so we have this organization, this itinerary rather, and these things planned and everything. But like, it'll be like, what if the most positive stuff and the most good stuff moving ahead, basically, ideas come from the loose stuff. It's like everybody's fishing, and then all of a sudden we get into this awesome conversation.
Like,
I don't know.
a fish is like catching a client.
Yeah.
If we just put the right bait on the reel and
stuff like that. So I think the follow-up, that would probably be the last thing, is like, should there be some sort of follow-up? And maybe it happens on like a Monday, or do we let things simmer? Like, how do you make sure... should there be some kind of action item after all of this? Like, what does it mean? I don't want it to be meaningless.
Well, here we go. I think in the beginning, at that first meditation, I'm just writing the word. This is probably the wrong word, but I'm putting intention right there.
Okay.
And we tell them about this and say, hey, after we get back, everyone does their 2-second lean meeting. So when it comes your turn, tell us you can replace one of the items that you normally say with something you learned, something that you thought was a great idea, something that you took from it.
Yeah. There you go. Just some kind of a feedback loop.
Yep.
Would be good.
So then at the beginning, like, just know that, hey, this is going to be loose. If something comes, jot it down, because you don't want to forget it.
Yeah.
So maybe they should bring their sketchbooks.
See, I think they should bring their sketchbooks.
Okay, sketchbooks.
But you can still bring your other stuff too.
And just in case someone forgets theirs, or people want to do it on there. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
All right, what do we got next, Al?
Let me tell you a pro tip, Lance.
Okay.
So we have gotten, or people have looked for us at other architecture firms, and I always ask why. Say
it again. Say that one more time. Say that slower, because
people have come to us that already have architects working on a project.
Oh, okay.
So I ask them
owners,
why.
Clients, whatever. Mm-hmm.
The consistent answer is the other architect's lack of communication.
Oh my God, it just blows my mind.
Lack of communication.
It blows my mind because it's so obvious.
Yeah.
And how many times have we talked about it on this show?
Yeah. They get too busy. They got other higher priority projects. They don't have a rule for themselves on communication. So just know you might be losing clients behind your back, or, hey, maybe this is a wake-up call. You've been bad at communication. Just know your clients aren't just taking it. So that's what I have.
What are they doing?
Coming to us.
Okay. Sorry, I'm Captain Obvious.
Yeah.
Adam Carolla was saying yesterday on the podcast, on his show, I think it was a Monday episode, that he was like, why do Americans have to be so obvious? And I've heard that too from like Europeans and stuff, and even like my Brazilian family. Like, you guys are just so obvious and blunt. Like, you have to take everything. There can't be any subtlety in what you do.
Oh wow! Think about our political landscape.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to riff on that? Like,
no, I mean, we could. Obviously, that's kind of I'm just saying.
Like, let's say your Brazilian family. Like, did they give you an example? Like,
no. And the example on the Carolla show was it's not in good taste to repeat it.
Okay,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But it was just like, subtlety. I don't know why we don't do that.
We don't have it.
Yeah. That's all we got.
Okay, fair enough. Let's talk about your favorite topic, which is inflation.
Oh, it is. How'd you know?
I've known you for a little bit.
I see you got something up here on the big screen. Why don't you share with the kids?
Yep. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see this, but this is a graph, and basically it's from 2020. To the year 2000 to 2020, and there's a bunch of items in blue that have the inflation is 0 or below, and a bunch of items in red that go up from 0 to 200%. Right. So let's start at what has done 0 inflation or gone down. New cars, basically same.
Flat. Basically flat.
Yep. So, man, a new car price is the same as it was in 2020. Household furniture, same price. Clothing, same price. Cell phone service has gone down. That's crazy, but it's true. Like, I think 6 or 8 months ago, I went in to change something, and then I changed all of our plans, and we saved like $20. I just changed our internet plan at our home, and I saved $20. And the service is better.
Al Penny Pincher Gore.
That's me. Computer software down. I'd say there's a caveat to that. It used to be a lot easier to steal it, and now they're at subscription, so they're still making their money. Don't worry about them. Toys are down, and then down the most at like TVs. It's insane the TV that you can get for $400 when like that same TV would be $2,000 in 2020. Now everything that's gone up, the top at 200% since the year 2000 is hospital services. Then at about 170% is college tuition. 100% is college textbooks.
Frickin' hospitals.
Okay, think about this. I'm going to ask a question after this. Textbooks up 110%. Textbooks is a commodity. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same if you put books on this list because of Amazon and everything. Like, a book price is basically the same as a book price ever was. You know what I mean?
What's the big difference?
Don't answer that, but you can ask the question.
That's what I'm saying. So Al, what do you think is the biggest difference and factor between the stuff that is going way the F up? It's everything in red on the screen versus everything in blue and teal or whatever it is going down. What's the biggest factor / difference?
Okay, I'll answer it after I continue reading the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
So, medical care services up, what would you say, 120? Child care, nursery school is up 100. Hourly wages are up. Hey, that's great. Up 80%.
Fight for 15. Where you at? Fight for 15, crowd.
Housing is up 54%, and food and beverages is up 54%. So the main ones, the top ones, hospital, college, Medicare, and they don't even have housing, but housing is up.
Housing's there.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Housing, food, and beverages. Yeah, I was surprised by that.
So housing is up. Medical services are up, and college is up. The other things that are down, TVs, consumer services, cell phones, what's the difference? It is literally free market stuff is down. Stuff that have a free competitive market has gone down. A free competitive market has gone down. Captured markets, which means government intervention, government regulations, has gone up. Non-free markets. The healthcare is not a free market. You have these little zones in Colorado. Oh, you're in northern Colorado. Here's your zone. Like, you can't go to the Children's Museum in Denver because you're in part of this zone. That's out of network. They have these out of networks, even though all of these companies, Anthem, Blue Cross Blue Shield, all of them are Pfizer. They're not Pfizer. What's the other one? They're all over the place. But somehow they've kept this in network idea. That means, like, this is what's so crazy. You go to the ER, right? in network, costs you $300. Okay, let's say you're in Phoenix for whatever reason. You go to the ER, should cost you $300, but it's out of network, so they're going to charge you $12,000. Big timeout. What's in network there? They're like, well, it's totally different because different prices in different cities. Yeah. So let's say Phoenix is a little bit more. Let's say it's $320. Well, let me pay the extra $20 instead of just like totally cutting it off. It's totally government regulated. It's totally captured. Same thing with housing. You have Fannie and Freddie Mae buying all this stuff up. You have government-backed mortgages, which also the same thing for college. College is the same issue as housing. Meaning two things. One is you are taking something that's very expensive and, hey, we're going to split it up into 30 times 12 payments. So now it's just a small amount so that they can charge you a large amount. So that's one. And then two, those loans are allowed to be given out like candy, especially college and especially to college.
Zero qualifications for those loans.
Especially to college people, it's like, how much can we enslave you to your future wages now, immediately? That's crazy.
So the correlation between the correlation actually is the causation, 100% for the college tuition.
Yep.
It's undeniable,
and that's why textbooks. That's why I brought up textbooks, is because it's in now that captured market. And if it wasn't in a captured market, the inflation would be at 0, maybe 2%. Maybe 3%.
Right, because you can require for the courses and you can get in cahoots with them.
Yep.
I mean, it's just it's so nefarious.
Not 150%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have had more success red pilling people by explaining the college tuition increases as it pertains to FAFSA and the college and the government backed loans than any other subject ever. It's the easiest way to get somebody to understand how government creates all monopolies.
Well, and what's
all monopolies.
Here's what's crazy about government regulations, which we didn't even talk about housing and even in the oil industry. Here's the crazy part. You have thousands of people talking about how to lower tuition price. Thousands of ideas. A lot of them hard to implement. Like, oh, maybe we need more online classes. Maybe we need to spend less on this. Hey, maybe we need to be more efficient here. Just 1,000 different initiatives, right? That will take a lot of turning to do. There's one alternative. There's one initiative that you could do that would lower the price of college. Do you know what it is?
Tell me.
Remove the government-backed loans and make it harder to get money.
100%.
Because every single college is inadvertently influenced by this, meaning, oh wait, the financial people can give these kids this, or adults,
it's nefarious,
this amount of money. Oh, if I don't make that new pool, offer these new things, they're going to go to the other state college, right? And then their college is going to be way better than me. And then I'm going to get fired at my job and get replaced. And everyone's going to get mad at me because my student count is going to go down. The amount of money that I have is going to go down. Like, everything's going to go down unless I play this game. There is one initiative that would make colleges more affordable, and that is making it harder to get loans.
And it would make the degrees more valuable. And I'm going to say something that's very unpopular, and that is there's too many people going to college. The more, it's just like money. The more you print, the more less it's worth. The same thing for your degrees. The more degrees we're throwing out there, and there's some nonsense ones, right? Like underwater basket weaving, Native American studies. I said Native American because I'm a Native American, so I can say that. Like, how is that practical? Like, what are you going to do? Does every degree have to be practical? Absolutely not. My wife has a English major. Did she become a journalist? No, but it certainly helps out with her writing and all of that.
It's so funny you say that, like Native American studies. Oh, that's very interesting and something I want to pursue. You can. I'm reading books all the time about it. Yeah. I don't have to pay for college tuition for that.
Yep. The other caveat to add is the endowments, right? So I just want to read you a couple of these, okay?
Okay.
First of all, guess, because we love to play guessing games. Who do you think has the biggest endowment in North America?
Harvard.
Yeah. 38.3 billion.
Yep.
Is their current endowment. The average tuition is $50,000 a year. Not cheap, but you do the math. Average full professor salary, $220K. Makes sense. Annual, I don't know. The annual research expenditures, they spend $1 trillion in. Am I reading that right?
That's probably
100,000 billion. $1 billion in research. So like, there's a lot of money left over. If the other thing too is if the universities were in a freer market and they weren't in this captured market like Alex is talking about, I would argue that the alumni are already we do it all the time. The alumni are already motivated to reinvest back in their university. There's an emotional attachment there. There is just a philanthropic attachment there. You wanna give back, especially as soon as you start making a little bit of money. You want to see other people succeed like you did, especially if you grew up like I did, which was no money, right? Like one pair of shoes, maybe 2 per year type of thing. Not very low middle class type of a living situation. Then you want to see other people like you succeed, right?
But the other thing, that's a huge point. I think the main distractor of this and why this solution gets pushed under the rug is the straw man argument that, hey, Alex and Lance, you just don't want poor people to go to college and you're going to make it harder for them. Not true. Like Lance said, hey, he was a poor person.
Yep.
Got some college money, but had to go in the Army to get the rest,
for it.
right? And I'm not saying everyone needs to do this, but here's what I'm saying is that's the opposite of our point. Is I actually want to make it cheaper and more affordable. And if you look at the 60s and the 70s rates for college and how the price came down, so that normal people, so that you could have a job and pay for and go to college. Okay, here's the difference. At this stage in age, if you get a job, you cannot pay for college, but you can get loans too. Now, everyone gets loans too, and college is way up, and now you are having a job for a long time paying for it. What I'm advocating for is no. Have it so that you can have a job while you are in college that pays for college. My dad did it. If your parents went to college, which they probably didn't, they probably could have. That's how it used to be. So that's what we're advocating for. It's not a negative. We don't want people. We actually want people to be able to afford it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. There you have it. I bet this guy's got some strong opinions coming up next year.
Let's listen to him.
All right, here's Nick with Nick Reads.
Hello, best friends. I hope you all had a great week this week. Reading. Governments are composed of human beings, and all the frailties that humans possess are absorbed into these governments and become active within these governments. Hatred, anger, jealousy, fear, greed, distrust, and the whole host of afflictions that humans must bear lurk just beneath the surface of civility displayed by government. John McAfee. Toodles!
Yeah, rest in peace, John McAfee. So multiple things have happened since we recorded, and we did not. So last week, John McAfee
Died? Somehow?
Sure, however you want, whatever email. Some people are throwing around the word Epstein. But yeah, 1 week ago, what the media is saying is John McAfee dead of apparent suicide. If you aren't aware, I actually had John McAfee on this podcast in a previous episode. So rest in peace to that guy, and what a truth speaker.
Yeah. And no, one thing, I mean, besides if you know who he is, why people think that maybe he didn't commit suicide was also when they asked him, why don't you turn yourself in? And he said, well, because I don't want them to suicide me in jail, and I'm not going to kill myself. And I even got a tattoo that said whacked on it for when this happens. So I obviously don't know what actually happened there, but
there you go.
There you go.
We will know what happens next, though, if you join us for another session of A.R.E. Jeopardy.
Okay. Question number 1. Which legal entity best protects personal asset and maximizes the tax benefit for two partners? Is it A, limited liability partnership? Is it B, general partnership? Is it C, an S corp, or D, a C corp? I should have switched those two. Which legal entity best protects personal assets and maximizes tax benefits for two partners?
It's a good question, Al.
And here we go. I can't read that, Tyler. A. You all are correct. Limited liability partnership. Once you start to get more employees and stuff like that, you can't be in that. So that's the kind of hang up there. Question 2. A construction manager will best be used by joining a team during which phase of a fast-tracked project? Is it A, schematic design, B, construction documents, C, bidding, or D, construction administration? Write it big, Tyler. The construction manager will best be used by joining a team during which phase of the fast-tracked project? A, schematic design, B, construction documents, C, bidding, D, construction admin. All right. C, A, B, B. It is A. It is fast-tracked. Did you get that right? Schematic design right away.
Awesome.
Yep.
Alrighty. Ooh, let me take off.
That was probably the key indicator there in that question.
All right, number 3. A new challenge in building design that architects must seriously consider is A, the threat of intentional damage, B, thermal expansion, C, shrinkage and creep in concrete, D, prescriptive codes, or E, AOC. Do I repeat them? Okay. A new challenge in building design that architects must seriously consider is A, the threat of intentional damage, B, thermal expansion, C, shrinkage and creep in concrete, D, prescriptive codes, or E, AOC.
And this is not a trick question.
Could be AOC. Got to re-insulate those buildings. All right, what do we got? C. Gresh? Oh, Gresh already passed. He's not even doing it anymore. D, D, C. Right? Okay, C. Correct answer is A, the threat of intentional damage. Crazy, huh?
A new challenge.
Yep, it's a new challenge.
All right.
People are wrecking buildings. Number 4, decisions that affect durability and maintainability are made by whom early in the programming or design phase? Is it A, the owners? Is it B, the architects? Is it C, the building officials? Or is it D, the insurance companies? Again, that's decisions that affect durability and maintainability are made by whom early in the programming or design phase? A, owners, B, architects, C, building officials, or D, insurance companies. This should be an easy one. What do you got, Carla? I can't see. B, C, D, D. The correct answer. Oh my God, it's not insurance companies. B, architects. Can you imagine if it was insurance companies? Horrible.
Make it all out of everything awesome.
Architects, you guys are in charge. Okay, who won? What do we got?
Two. 1, 2. Tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
Okay. Remember, fastest hand with the correct answer wins.
Yep.
If you tried once, you cannot give another answer until everyone else has gone.
This is a write down your answer kind of question, so everyone ready? What is the maximum percentage grade, keyword percentage, allowed for ramps to the nearest 10th?
Ooh. You can guess.
And I'll give you a hint. It's a value between 1 and 12.
What a good hint.
12%.
Come on.
Let's see them.
Oh, you're not in the tiebreaker. Otherwise, you'd crush, wouldn't you? Gosh, darn it. Come on, ladies.
8. Nope.
To the nearest 10th.
We'll give you a hint after.
Katie.
Yep, Katie goes. Wait,
4? Okay.
Okay.
I think the hint should be is between 8 and 9.
Yes.
To the nearest 10th. Come on. This is ANSI 101. That was a good one, Ross.
You on your job.
Yeah.
You can guess if you don't know.
Oh my God!
There's
Just
only
freaking
9
guess.
possible.
Literally.
Just guess a decimal point.
Nope. 8.2. Nope.
Ooh.
8.3.
Champion!
Correct answer.
I think that's a first. Congratulations, Katie.
Katie wins. She gets to pick where we're going to eat tomorrow. Think about it. Responsibility is yours.
Yep, you're in charge.
That's all I have. Lance?
All I have is if you like this episode, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, share it with a colleague. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on the YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, and we will see you next week.